Okay, good afternoon everyone. Before we start our discussion, let me share to you an environmental quote that stated, the only way forward if we are going to improve the quality of the environment is to get everybody involved. Okay, the first presenter, please.
Hi, I'm the first I'm the first discussant. My name is Francis Zarate, and we discuss about the International Organization for Standardization, ISO 14001 2015. ISO 14001 2015 management. ISO 14001 is a family of standards related to environmental management that exist to help organizations minimize how their operations, process, and etc. negatively affect the environment, cause adverse changes to air, water, or land, comply with applicable laws, regulations, and other environmentally oriented requirements, and continually improve in the above. ISO 14001 is ISO 9 quality management in that both pertain to the process of how product is produced rather than to the product itself. ISO 14001 2015 sets out the criteria of an environmental management system, EMS. It does not state requirements for environmental performance out the framework that company or organization can follow to. It can be used by any organization that wants to improve resource efficiency, reduce waste, and drive down costs. Using ISO 14001 2015 can provide assurance to company management and employees as well as external stakeholders that environmental impacts is measured and improved. ISO 14001 can also be integrated with other management functions and assist companies in meeting their environmental and economic goals. ISO 14001 is voluntary, with its main aim assist companies in continually improving their environmental performance while complying with any applicable legislation.
Continue.
Next. Organizations are responsible for setting their own performance measures with the standard serving to assist them in meeting objectives and goals in the subsequent monitoring and measurement of this. The standard can be applied to a variety of levels in the business, from the organization level right down to the product and service level, rather than confusing on exact measures and goals of environmental performance. The standard highlights what an organization needs to do to meet these goals.
Okay, I'm the third. I'm Cena. For the continuation of the topic, International Organization for Standardization, ISO 15 of 14001 of 2015. Slide. ISO 14001 of 2015 help an organization achieve intended outcomes of environmental system, which provide value for environment, the organization itself, and interest parties. ISO 14001 of 2015 specify the requirements for an environmental management system that an organization can use to, to enhance its environmental performance, to manage its environmental responsibilities in a systematic manner that contributes to the environmental pillar of sustainability. An environmental management system helps organizations identify, manage, monitor, and control environmental issues in a holistic manner. ISO 14001 of 2015 leadership establish clear expectation for top management. Not only are executives accountable for an effectiveness of this respective system, but they also have specific talks as from executives supporting managers' goals. Each requires organizations, businesses, processes. These managers will need to focus on the wala man. For those implementing an environmental management system, AMS, ISO series 14001 expect the organization not only to include the prevention of pollution but also the protection of the environment. This requires top management to learn and understand what the standard means when it says protect the environment. Topics such as sustainability, climate change, mitigation, and protection of biodiversity and ecosystems are suggested by the standard in the note. The standard states that top management must take accountability for the effective of the AMS. Given that top management will now be held responsible for the system's effectiveness, it stands to reason that when this is broken down, the following aspects must also be displayed by top managers under audit condition. Ensuring that the strategic plan of the organization and the AMS objectives are compatible and integrated within the scope of organization context. Ensuring the correct resources are available which adopting responsibility for delegating and directing people to ensure performance objectives are met. Ensuring continual improvement can be achieved. Providing leadership to other supporting roles in the organization to ensure overall targets can be met. Communications ensure that ethical objectives, aspects, and performance metrics and results are continually communicated effective to the stakeholders. To demonstrate leadership and commitment, there are specific responsibilities related to the environmental management system in which top management should be personally involved or which top management should direct. Top management may delegate responsibility for this action to others, but it retains accountability for ensuring the actions are performed. It is the responsibility of the top managers to provide leadership and direction for environmental management. Within the organization, they must establish strategic environmental policies, directives, and objectives consistent with the purpose and capabilities of the organization. The environmental policies and environmental objectives are to be established for the environmental management system that are compatible with the strategic direction of the organization. The organization should have clarity in its mission and vision, and policies are to be developed in line with vision. The objectives are to be in line with the vision of the company. The strategies are be developed to be modified from time to time depending on the situation. By keeping the target of achieving the vision, the organization needs to be specify strategies for the year and give yearly target. This work is to be done by the top management and not be assigned to people down the line or to the outside consultant. They can take help but not give on responsibility. They must establish the organization structure and internal environment that motivates personnel to achieve the organization's quality management goals and objectives, ensuring the integration of the environmental management shared requirements into organization business processes is the prime responsibility of the top management. If the top management is not committed to taking decision shortcuts and ethical means of achieving their interest, the system cannot be implemented effectively. The organization can somehow get certified by the audition but cannot achieve stakeholder satisfaction and shall fall into the long run. Okay, thank you for listening.
Okay, good afternoon. I am the third discussant. My name is Jerico Balbutin. So, the significance of implementing ISO 14001-2015 to an organization. ISO 14001 is an internationally agreed standard that sets are the requirements for an environmental management system. The, the importance of implementing ISO 14001-2015 is to help organizations improve their environmental performance through more efficient use of resources and reduction of waste, gaining a competitive advantage and the trust of stakeholders. ISO 14001-2015 help our organization achieve the intended outcomes of its environmental management system, which provide a value for environmental organization itself and interest parties consistent with the organization environmental policy, the intended outcomes of an environmental management system. ISO 14001-2015 is applicable to any organization regardless of size, type, and nature, and applies to the environmental aspect of its activities. product services that the organization determines it can either control or influence considering a life cycle perspective, including enhancement of environmental performance, fulfillment of compliance obligations, and achievement of environmental objectives. ISO 14001-2015 can be used in whole or in a part of systematically improve environmental management claims of conformity to ISO 14001-2015. However, are not acceptable unless all its requirements are incorporated into organization environmental management system and fulfilled without exclusion. Environmental policy. The environmental policy is the mechanism by which top management formally express its commitment to improving its environmental performance. As a minimum, these commitments are required. First, the environmental policy is appropriate to the purpose and context to the organization, including the nature, scale, and environmental impact of its activities, product, and services. Second, provide a framework for setting environmental objectives. Third, includes a commitment to the protection of the environment, including prevention of pollution and other specific requirements relevant to the context of the organization. Fourth, include a commitment to fulfill compliance obligation. And the last is include a commitment management system to enhance environmental performance. And that's all. Thank you. Okay, next presenter.
Hello everyone. I am a last discussant. I am Requinerose Hallazgo. And it is important to share organization commitments with its employee, contractors, and other who work on behalf of organizations so that they understand top management expectation and can perform their work in a manner that contributes to meeting these expectations. Making the environmental policy publicly available or available on request provide assurance to interest parties that the organization is doing its part to achieve positive environment outcomes. The environmental policy should be reviewed periodically to ensure that it remains relevant and appropriate to the organization. So what are the benefits of ISO 14001-2015? Using ISO 14001-2015 has many benefits for organizations with environmental management system. Organizations and companies find that standard helps them to improve resource efficiency, reduce waste, drive down cost, provides assurance that environmental impact is being measured, gain competitive advantage in supply chain design, increase new business opportunities, meet legal obligations, increase stakeholders and customer trust, improve overall environmental impact, management, environmental obligation with consistency. ISO 14001-2015 can provide assurance to company management and employees as well as external stakeholders that environmental impact is being measured and improved. ISO 14001:2015 can also integrate it with other management functions and assisted companies in meeting their environmental and economic goals.
I-open yung camera mo man siya.
ISO Okay, ISO 14001:2015 can provide next. Sorry. ISO 14001:2015. It is an internationally agreed standard that sets out the measurement for an environmental management system. It helps organizations improve their environmental performance through more efficient use of resource and reduction of waste, gaining a competitive advantage and the trust of stakeholders. It is found that the internalization process of ISO 14001 serve as an important role in mediating the relationship between ISO 14001 certification and environmental performance. Another benefits of ISO 14001, it is becoming more important to demonstrate that organizations are thinking about their environmental impact and putting in a place system that will not only benefit the environment but will also reduce cost and improve efficiency within the organization. Cost saving in a waste, recycling and consumptions advantage over competitors when tendering for a business, management for environmental risk, compliance within individual countries' environmental regulations, demonstrate your commitments to improve the environment, show you are a responsible future-focused organizations, can reduce insurance over cost, can increase employee engagement in the knowledge that they working in an environmentally friendly organization. So any clarification?
None so far.
So none
None
so
so
far.
far question.
Okay. So thank you for listening, and we hope that you will have again insight from our discussions. Before we end, I would like to say environmental quotes. We won't have a society if we destroy the environment. So that's all.
Okay, pila sa panagtatagta. Hi, I'm Joel Cena.
And I am Jerico Balbutin.
I am Zarate.
I'm Requinerose Hallazgo.
And that's all for our discussion. And thank you and God bless.